This video is sponsored by Keyztone of France. Hi there, Perfecto Castro here and welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. Have you ever found yourself at a gig wishing that you could instantly recoil your guitar's pickups and get either single coil tones from your humbuckers or the other way around? Thick humbucker tones from your single coils. Well, now you can with the Keyztone ReKoil pedals. Here we go. Keyztone is a French company that made a big splash with their exchanger pedals. That single pedal allowed you access to different pickup tones just by stepping through its different presets, all with analog circuitry. And building on that pedigree, they just released the brand new ReKoil pedals, which addresses several things all at once. Keyztone took the essence of the exchanger pedal and infused them into these two ReKoil flavors. The White ReKoil gives your humbuckers that single coil spanky tone, while the Black ReKoil takes your single coils and gives it humbucker girth. And all of this is executed into these small pedal board friendly form factors. These tones are achieved with all analog circuitry and each ReKoil pedal is built in France. The best part of it all is the budget friendly price at only €99 per pedal. Big thanks to Keyztone for sponsoring this video and for sending me my Black and White ReKoils to play with. But before we dive into the tones that these ReKoils are capable of, here is a track I wrote using these pedals. And this track is designed to bend your perspective a little bit because I use my generally bright sounding guitar for the thick raunchy tones and my round warm sounding guitar for the slinky bright tones. Here we go. Okay, here we go. I'm going to demo the White ReKoil first, which gives single coil tones to your humbucker equipped guitars. I'll be using my D'Angelico Premier Mini DC XT, and this is possibly my warmest sounding humbucker guitar. And I think that this will show off the White ReKoil pedals capabilities quite nicely. Okay, I'm plugged into my Hot Tone Ampero 2 stop, and this is my compressed clean sound. Now for the White ReKoil demo, I'll be sticking towards clean to mildly overdriven tones because that's what I use single coils for. From this warm neck humbucker pickup sound, White ReKoil on. Let's add a little more output. Okay, there you go. Now the 12 seems to be a nice unity. Both pickups. Bridge. Let's give it some more juice. This is amazing. Okay, so even though I'm playing a semi-hollow body guitar with humbuckers, the the White ReKoil makes me want to play my funky telic style licks. Turn it all the way up. It even gets that single coil chinky sound. Okay, I'm gonna turn on another compressor, which is a squeezer compressor. I'm at a loss for words. Let's put on a little more grip. Sorry. I don't mean to ignore you, but it's I don't know how to put it into words. I'm playing all my fake country licks on a on a D'Angelico. Compare it. Okay, let's see. Let's put in a little more dirt. I'm gonna switch to my Stevie Ray Vaughan style preset, and let's see how that works out. Compared without the ReKoil. That nice upper mid spike that contributes greatly to the note clarity. Now, one thing that you can do with the Keyztone ReKoil is that you can use the gain knob to emulate either low output or hot output pickups. So right now, with this overdriven tone, I can turn the gain knob all the way down, and it will sound like a vintage output single coil. Even if I hit it hard. Okay, let me turn off the saturation. Single coil. Okay, now I'm gonna switch to a crunchy Soldano style amp, and this is how that sounds without the White ReKoil. ReKoil on. Let's turn it into low output single coils. So depending on your use, you can use it either as a boost or as an attenuator. And because the recoil has all analog circuitry, the feel is immediate. And it actually fools my fingers into thinking that it's playing something other than this, you know, thick and warm sounding semi-hollow guitar. I'm actually digging into it like I would on a Strat or a Telecaster. One added benefit of the White ReKoil is that you can give your humbuckers that single coil tone without the single coil hum. So let me turn off my noise gate right here. And that's just from the gain. You know, it's not, you don't have that single coil 60 cycle hum. Hi, Ryan. Okay, let's check out the Black ReKoil. Now let's check out the Black ReKoil, which gives your single coil equipped guitars a humbucker sound. I'll be using my 2022 KGW bolt-on, and this has 3 single coil pickups, plus access to humbucker tones via this series parallel switch right here. I thought it'd be interesting to compare the guitar's onboard humbucker option with the Black ReKoil. Here's the clean sound I used earlier with the neck single coil pickup. Black ReKoil on. Now I'm going to lower the gain and try to get a low output humbucker sound. That's amazing, instant warmth. So there's that single coil spank. And as soon as you turn on the Black ReKoil, it's gone. It's actually making me play differently. It's making me play this guitar like that guitar. It's a total, like, I don't know. How about a higher output humbucker? Let's see how that turns out. Wow. Wow. I'm not even touching the tone control. This is full up. Now let's turn it all the way up, see what we get. Turn off the orange squeezer. Bridge pickup. Okay, so I'm gonna switch to my crunchy SLO patch and see what we get. Okay, so this is the single coil bridge pickup. Black ReKoil on. Oh. Okay, now let's compare the Black ReKoil to the KGW series wiring option. Okay, so here is the bridge and middle pickup. This is in parallel. Hear that slinky tone, and I'm going to switch it to the series setting. So it does give that thick humbucker style sound, although I can still hear the twanginess somewhere. Let's compare that with the Black ReKoil just on the bridge pickup. Okay, so this type of humbucker tone is a little more in line with, let's say, that guitar. Let's compare the neck and middle series. And neck only with the Black ReKoil. The Black ReKoil captures even that like neck pickup humbucker chirp. Wow, that is pretty good. Okay, so far I've shown you guys the intended use for these ReKoil pedals. So for this next few minutes, we are going to dive in and use these pedals not as prescribed. And let's see if we can have a little fun. And of course, the burning question in everybody's minds is how will the Black ReKoil sound with humbuckers and how will the White ReKoil sound with single coils? Well, I'm going to show you. Here we go. So this is my D'Angelico again with humbuckers, and here is a crunchy Soldano style tone. Black ReKoil on. Let's bump up the gain. Okay, so while there is more girth with the Black ReKoil on, you don't lose any of the bite. In fact, there's a little bit more. It actually gives my hollow body a little more bite to the tone. Okay, let me lower the gain a little bit so you can hear the effect a little better. And as already mentioned, you can also use these pedals as attenuators. So if I have a hot humbucker pickup sound like this, I can lower the gain on the Black ReKoil and turn these into an even lower output humbucker. So it's like rolling down your volume knob without messing with the high end. And of course, you can also use it as a signal boost. So if you have low output humbuckers on your guitar, you can turn it into a hot style humbucker and punish your amp's input gain. Okay, let me grab my single coil guitar. Okay, I'm back on the KGW Bolt-On 22 and I've flipped the order of the pedals. So let's see how this works out. Okay, single coil bridge, crunchy Soldano tone. Engaging White ReKoil. So this is a single coil transformation of a single coil pickup. It's not bad, and it's another usable tone. Bump up the gain. If anything, it made this KGW twangier. Add a little more gain. It's making me play this like a Telecaster. Neck pickup. Wow. Just the tone alone makes me want to dig in more. Okay, now since I have both ReKoil versions here, I'm sure somebody out there watching is wondering the exact same thing that I am right now. And that is, how do they sound like stacked against each other? Well, I'm not sure if we're supposed to be doing this, but we are going to do it anyway, just to satisfy our curiosity. So in essence, I'm going to take this semi-hollow humbucker guitar, give it a single coil sound with the White ReKoil, and then give it back the humbucker sound using the Black ReKoil. Well, here we go. Might be fun. So, Soldano, crunchy tone, White ReKoil on. Black ReKoil on. Sounds pretty good, actually. It sounds like a very articulate humbucker. Okay, let's lessen the output of the White ReKoil, then bump up the output of the Black ReKoil. Let's see. I don't know what to think of this. It actually sounds pretty good, and it's not noisy at all. Let me turn off the noise gate. That's not bad. Now I'm going to take a single coil guitar, transform it into a humbucker, and then retransform it back into a single coil. Oh, this is just nuts. Okay, single coil, crunchy Soldano. Okay, let me lower the gain so we can hear the effect better. Black ReKoil. White ReKoil. Okay, there's a lot more high-end content to the tone with both pedals stacked. Again, usable sounds. Okay, now for the stacking part, I think it's a little more successful if you're starting off with the humbucker guitar in the first place. With a single coil, turning it into a humbucker and then back into a single coil, it gets a little too brittle and shrill. And again, we're not supposed to do this anyway. But it is a lot of fun. Now, before I end this video, here's a couple of things that you need to know about these Keyztone ReKoil pedals. Because of the ReKoil's all-analog circuitry, it is a little sensitive to the input signal that's being fed through it. So to get the maximum capabilities of each ReKoil pedal, your guitar's volume knob has to be turned all the way up. So for example, on my KGW, I'm gonna engage the Black ReKoil. You get that nice thick humbucker sound. And as soon as I roll off the volume knob a little bit, the original properties of the guitar's single coil pickup comes back. However, I will say that this tone from the rolled down volume knob is not totally unusable, but it is not the intended use for the ReKoil. Now, the next thing affects guitar players who like using wireless systems. The ReKoil's analog circuitry likes being fed stuff that comes from the analog realm, including signal fed by your guitar cable. If you're using a wireless system, digital or otherwise, the ReKoil's analog transformative voodoo magic tends to work less than ideal. Although it can still be used as either a gain boost pedal or a presence boost or in a regular EQ pedal. Now earlier while demoing the White ReKoil with my D'Angelico, I mentioned that you can get the single coil tone without the 60 cycle hum. However, that is not applicable to a single coil guitar running through the Black ReKoil, because even though you get the humbucker sound, the pickup 60 cycle hum is still there. So let me show you. So while the Black ReKoil gives you that thick humbucker tone, you still have to take care of your guitar's natural single coil hum. Now, who are these Keyztone ReKoil pedals for? Personally, I will have the most use out of the ReKoil pedals in live situations, especially in gigs where a variety of tones are needed and you don't have a lot of space on stage. So instead of bringing multiple guitars to the gig, I can show up with just my KGW bolt-on and both ReKoil pedals and have access to Strat tones, Tele tones, Les Paul humbucker tones, heavy tones, and everything else in between. In fact, here's a couple of live clips where I use the Black ReKoil with my S-type guitars on a Rock Stallion gig out in the hot Indio, California desert. There you have it. That's the Black and White ReKoil. A couple of very interesting and useful pedals from Keyztone of France. Big thanks to Keyztone for sponsoring this video and for sending me my own ReKoils to play with. For more information and to get your very own ReKoil pedals, go to their website keyztone.com. Link in the description. If you dug this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you haven't yet, and don't forget to ring that bell. And let me know what you think about the ReKoil pedals. Which one would you get? Click on an end card to go watch another video, or you can go grab your guitar and play something. You all know the drill. Practice makes perfecto. Cheers, guys.